A lot has been happening and coming through, and I'm going to try to just put it all in one because, oh God. It's like a lot of murkiness, but also clarity, right? Like, I still get confused by all this. I really do. So you're going to have to bear with me. When I tell you I was having such a good day yesterday, I was just in such a rhythm and cleaning and doing all types of things. And I love it when they do that, when they just flow through me. But then later on, they'll show me why I was cleaning so vigorously, why it was like they were preparing me for Passover, right? Like they were having me I even washed down the outside of my house. It was crazy. But they just lit me up with all this like energy to go do it all. And I did. And so all these good things. Yeah. And then, I'm just going to tell you everything. So then I had ordered food for Passover, and I ordered a rack of lamb, like some lamb, and I thought that's what arrived. But again, I was so busy about cleaning everything down, and not just the outside, but the inside of the house, everywhere. And when it arrived, I just put it aside. And when I was done cleaning, I then, of course, showered and cleaned up more. And I, finished all the laundry, all this stuff. Okay, I don't know why that's important, and then I went to go look at the meals, and the rack that came was a rack of ribs. It was pork. And I just started crying because that's not allowed. That's not kosher. It shouldn't even been in the house. Like, I'm getting choked up now. Like, I really got upset. I really got, because it was like all this hard work, all this effort, all this whatever. And then it felt ruined. As you can see, I'm like really sensitive still. So it was like such a good day. And again, like just started, really started crying and sobbing. And it was like, I even was like, oh my God, stop, like get over, like it's fine, like you'll fix this, like whatever. But the reason I'm telling you all this is because then, of course, it started raining today. So this all happened yesterday, and then it was raining early this morning. And that happens a lot where everything will be fine, but then it'll come over me where I will just start crying like crazy and just like, it feels like a heavy purge or something. But then inevitably, when that happens, we do have this like downpour. Usually it can be within hours, days, never more than days. It's usually like right before the downpour. But I never realize the correlation. Additionally, sorry, this is so like, that heavy like crying, it was like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? But it felt like so much more. And I kept saying, this isn't even my energy. Like, what is going on? And then I started to get angry, like really, really angry. So then I knew there was, like, I was picking up on somebody way too heavy. And that was also upsetting me, actually, because it was like, who the fuck is still connected that I continually try to release, right? Like, who is so angry and crying and furious? I mean, when I tell you the anger that was coming through, it was almost scary. It was that I was like, this is wild. And so I kept trying to cleanse my mind and my energy and everything, because it was like, this has to go, chop it off. Like, I can't, this was what our conversation ended up being, because I was actually getting angry myself, because I was like, I cannot be responsible for all these people's, like, I can't keep transmuting all this shit. This is ridiculous. Like, people have to do their own work. Like, I don't want this. This is a nightmare. Like, this is exhausting. And I kept trying to just clear it out and refocus my own mind and separate my energy and all these things. And of course, that I ended up like doing all that and, doing some of my own practices in order to do that, and was able to calm myself down and come back into alignment and come back into, before they're having me say also, like, I was getting really angry with God, and I was like, I know this isn't me. And I was furious, like outraged. And so again, it was like all these like clear indicators that it was like I was channeling somebody else. I was picking up on somebody else's energy, like all these things that was so disturbing and upsetting for me, right? Because it's like, I'm in here too, right? Like, and so, anyway, I did all these practices, cleared a bunch out, was able to, get back in my own alignment. And then I was able to go to sleep. And I did wake at one point with such clarity. And part of it was this like dream that had been coming in and out for a few days, where it was like this jigsaw puzzle, and it was all the pieces were put into place. And there was, I don't know how to explain this still, because it still continually comes into clarity, but it's something, I'm going to do my best to verbalize it, where it's like there are pieces to this puzzle that fit before, that made the puzzle make sense and clear and finished. And yet with these new puzzle pieces that actually also fit, the clarity makes so much more sense, and it is so much easier. And it's like almost like I don't understand how I could have ever have thought those other puzzle pieces even worked or made sense. And the sense of relief that comes with the correct puzzle pieces in place. And again, I guess I haven't verbalized this. It seems like there's just these two puzzle pieces that are so incredibly crucial and necessary to make the entire puzzle seamless and clear, that I can't explain to you the peace that it brought me. I really cannot explain. Like, I don't know that I've ever felt such a sense of peace when that understanding was set into place. So it's like, I don't know if you're going to receive some clarity, two pieces of crucial information that will bring you such a tremendous amount of peace you can't even fathom. So, even like hearing it all spilled out now, that reminded me of something else I'll tell you in a minute. It's like you might have a tremendous amount of chaos and upheaval and purging and confusion and mistakes and all your hard work scrapped. They're showing like the baby with the bathwater, like all this stuff. You want to give it all up. You want to give up hope. You want to give up, like you're ready to throw in the towel. You're exhausted. It's like no help, no wins, no matter how hard you try, but it's like overnight. It's like you're doing the best you can. You think everything's going well, but then you're going to it's almost like crash and burn and be like, that is fucking it. It's like, it's going to be the straw that breaks your back, like when you're just done. But at that time, it's almost like overnight, you're going to wake up so refreshed, feeling so much better, and having so much clarity on what to do and where to go and so forth. So it's like bear with me kind of thing, or breathe through it, or it's going to be okay, or you're going to make it through, or I'm not sure. The other thing that they keep bringing up that I forgot to mention previously, I don't know if it was, I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was the day before, the years prior. I think it was the day before. So not yesterday, but the day before. So, or maybe anyway, I really don't know why this matters. They keep showing this, and this was upsetting to me, and I thought it was a message, and there's so much that's been happening. I had gone walking on the beach, and there was one of these big, beautiful birds. It's definitely a gull, but I don't know what, but it's one of the bigger ones. And I went walking down on the beach, and before I even got down to the water, so it was like just when I was walking on after the dunes, there was a dead bird. And it was a stabbed to the heart. It really upset me because I knew it was symbolic and I knew it was a message telling me something. And this bird was dead. Its neck was twisted, and not twisted, but it was like bent all the way back. And I did think, like, what the fuck happened? How did that fucking happen? Was it an eagle? Was it a dog? Was it like, how did that happen, that a bird got its neck broken like that? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it was such a disturbing sight, and it continues to be a disturbing image in my mind. And who knows? Like, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm sitting here thinking, I guess something could have happened. It could have died. And then what? It just, maybe a dog did drag it in that way. And so the neck, I don't know. But it was somewhat freshly dead, meaning within no more than 24 hours. It wasn't just dead, but it wasn't old enough. It wasn't decayed at all. And there was still bugs and it was upsetting. It was disturbing. And again, I feel like it was a message like that part is ended, or that, I don't know. I mean, it's like I'm hesitant to say some things because, but I mean, because I think it was a message for me. Like sometimes it is like that disturbance is over. It's dead and gone. It's like it's not bury that hatchet, but it's like bury that worry or concern, or that, I'm not being able to find the right words right here because I'm trying to generalize it. And it's like that chapter is over. It's dead and gone. Let it go. It's so far gone, it's dead. Like, there is no looking back. There is no turning back. There is no, it doesn't exist anymore. That's probably a good way to say it. So it's like something that has been, maybe a question for you. Maybe you didn't know. Maybe you had gotten all the signs that it's a no, and yet you still, it was like, hanging on to hope, or unsure, or needed further clarity, or needed resolution, or needed, like, sometimes we can't seem to get clear within ourselves, and that's also not true. It's a lie. It's like you've gotten all the clarity you need, you've gotten all the confirmation you need, you've gotten all the answers you need, yet you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. You want something to be something it is not. It is what it is, and you know what you want, and what you want is not that, so stop trying to make it be something it is not. And so whatever that is for you, it's like, it is now dead. It is cut off. It is over. It is finished. It is not an option. Like, it's not even optional. Even if you wanted to hang on to hope, it's dead and gone. It's not even, there's nothing there. So it's like, now you were a fool before when you knew, but now you would be a complete and utter ridiculous because it's no longer in existence. So they're making a real big point about this. And I know that's a clear message for me that I've gotten more than once. So it's almost like your guides are frustrated with you too. Like, fucking move on. Let's go live. Let's go do what we came here to do. Let's go after what we do want. Let's go after our desires. It's like, haven't you had enough? That's a couple of other things. So it's like, haven't you had enough of the beating up, of the I had just read something. I think it was a Rumi. I don't know. What was it? It was something like, some people know. It's like the more pain, the more pleasure. It's something like this. It's such a fucked up way that we've talked about this before, but it is true, where sometimes when we know so much pain, the pleasure can be so much more enjoyable. Meaning, sometimes the smallest bit of pleasure can feel tremendously better because you had gotten so adjusted to the pain that now you can feel the slightest bit of pleasure. But it can sometimes be incredibly overwhelming. It's kind of like it's like when I meditate. It's kind of like when I connect with the universe in such a sacred space. I often get so overwhelmed with this feeling of elation and joy and peace and happiness and bliss, all these things that my body does shake and my body does cry, and I do become everything just spills out, and so and that it can happen in an instant and in the slightest. It's not even effort on my part. It's like the slightest opening or the slightest allowance. And so it's something about this where enough of the pain, enough of the lying that you need to be in pain to feel the pleasure. Like, no, you can allow the pleasure now. I was just going to say, of course you deserve it. Of course you're worthy. But it's almost like that was the twisted mind that so many of us have, that twisted mentality that you have to go through tremendous amount of suffering prior to you receiving pleasure. And that is a lie. And yet it doesn't change the fact that it has been deeply embedded into so many that they really do believe it because they have repeated it, regurgitated, understood it, seen it, witnessed it, the whole 9 yards for so long that it has become their truth. It has become their reality. And so it's almost like the universe, it's almost like, a divine intervention. It's like the universe is stepping in to be like, enough of the drama, enough of the bullshit, enough of the lies. You've tormented yourself enough, right? It's like, those who are doing the work, who are aligned and loving themselves, who are being clear and honest and true with themselves, who are learning what it is to be aligned with the universe, to be able to know oneself, to love oneself, to honor oneself, which is honoring the universe. Then the universe honors you right back. It's like it's going to mirror back that same thing. When you're loving you, you're loving God, you're loving the universe, you're loving, and so getting in that alignment and that clarity and that truth and that knowing and omitting that more and more, so that can emulate out and vibrate out for others as well. And so I told you when I came on, I'm just going to spill this out because I don't know that this was in a straight line, but oftentimes our lives are not in a straight line. So I think I started with the end and threw in the beginning and the middle, all mashed up in there. And the bottom line is, you're worthy, and you got to know it. And some people know it, not arrogantly, but you'll learn those lessons if you don't, if you haven't yet. But you gotta learn to love yourself, get back in alignment with yourself. Get to know yourself. Oh, sorry, they're throwing a whole bunch in here. I had met this lovely woman who's just vacationing here because her daughter lives here and her daughter just got engaged. And I just happened to run into them. They really are the cutest little couple ever. And anyway, I came home and I heard a voice. I heard somebody say, now what would you tell that young couple? What would be the best advice to give that young couple? And I thought, oh my God. And we started laughing because I said a few things. And then they said, no, honestly, what would you say? And I said, well, I would honestly tell them to never stop getting to know themselves, to never stop loving themselves, to never stop learning themselves and understanding themselves, because the more they love themselves and get to know themselves and understand why they do what they do, the more they can change whatever needs to be changed, see whatever needs to be seen, heal whatever needs to be healed, and accept and love and forgive themselves. The more they can do that, the more they are going to be able to truly, truly, truly love the other and accept the other and forgive the other and recognize there's nothing to forgive. It all is happening exactly as it's supposed to for us, to love us, to get to know us, to understand us, because we are the vessel for unconditional love to flood us and fill us and flow through us. And so the more that we get to know us, the more we're getting to know God. And the more we're getting to know God, the more we're loving ourselves and seeing how much God loves us. You feel that unconditional love. You learn from knowing and loving oneself. And to do that takes that intention. And in doing so, you're really able to truly, truly see and accept and love all those around you more and more and more and more. And so that would be my advice to any new young couple, is to never, ever, ever stop learning and loving one's own self. Because the more they do that, the more they'll truly, truly be able to learn from one another and love one another by loving oneself and setting that example for one another. And the more they're doing that, the more they're having patience and love for themselves, so that they can in turn have patience and love for the other. Recognizing themselves in the other, right? Anyway, this is a long one. I'm going to jump off. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.